You are watching The Horizon, the voice of the Amber Woman, exclusively on ABC Amber TV.
Mutumbu, mama yo, na ya boy go get her. Blue Jay Brothers. Mama you kind, mama you're beautiful, mama you good, mama you're wonderful. No woman like you, mama. No woman like you, mama. Thank God for you, mama. Thank God for you, mama. 'Cause you gave me life, oh mama. Queen of my life, oh mama. I go love you for life, oh mama. 'Cause you love me so, oh mama. From small begin, I never forget all the suffer when you suffer for me. Oh yeah, yeah. All the pain and the troubles where I put you through. I remember when money no be there and chop no be there for her. You be the try your best. You go run around to find us something where we go chop. When I dey sick, you know the sleep. You go the cry all night. You go hold me tight, start to pray, say God make you help my oh Lord. Ooh, I wo ye ye choma. Afunga na bere ye funga choma. Ambama na bere ye ambama choma. Inga na chinu ye ga choma. Mama, I wo ye ye choma. Afunga na bere ye funga choma. Ambama na bere ye ambama choma. Inga na chinu ye ga choma. Ye ga choma, mama. Inga na chinu ye ga choma. Chinu ye ga choma. Oh, you gave me life, oh mama. Queen of my life, oh mama. I will love you for life, oh mama. 'Cause you love me so, oh mama. You're my motivation. You gave me the best education, mama. The song where I sing, I'm for you. Now it's special dedication to you. Oh yeah. I know say every night and day you pray say make a mama. The God where you the pray I'm for heaven down. Give me this inspiration, mama. The song where I sing, I'm for you. Now to show my appreciation to you. Ubi ya wo ye ye choma. Afunga na bere ye funga choma. Ambama na bere ye ambama choma. Inga na chinum ye ga choma. Mama wo ye ye choma. Afunga na bere ye funga choma. Ambama na bere ye ambama choma. Inga na chinum ye ga choma. Chinum ye ga choma. Chinum ye ga choma. Ye ga choma. You gave me life, oh mama. Queen of my life, queen of my life. I will love you for life. I will love you for life. 'Cause you love me so, oh mama. You gave me life, mama. Queen of my life, mama. I will love you for life, oh mama. 'Cause you love me so, oh mama, mama. Selelelele, ale 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 mama. Oh, that's so. That's so. Mother's Day. That's so.
Greetings to everyone. This is Dr. Patience Abiedu, and you're listening to me this morning or afternoon or evening, wherever you are on the horizon, the voice of the Amber Woman. I want to start by especially extending special greetings to the those of our ARFs who have been consistent in defending homeland, those who are in the heart of the problem, our sons and daughters. I also want to send special greetings to all the family members and friends that are supporting them. I want to send special greetings to our refugees in neighboring Nigeria and all over Africa, and also greetings to everyone in the diaspora watching us on the horizon. Today we have two exciting topics. The first one has to do with xenophobia, kidnapping for ransom, and illegal taxation of our people. And the second topic has to do with a CIA report that was developed in 1986. And that report sheds light into where we are today with this current situation, a war between Southern Cameroon and La République du Cameroon. Without further ado, I want to say that my guest today is going to be off camera for reasons that I cannot divulge, but she has a wealth of information to share on this topic. So before we continue, I want to, further than that, before that, I also want to mention that at the end of today's program, I will briefly talk about breast cancer. If you did not realize it, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and we like to use this opportunity to educate our people a little bit on breast cancer screening and treatment and prevention, mainly screening and prevention. So we'll take a few minutes at the end of the program to talk about breast cancer awareness. I am wearing pink because pink is breast cancer color. And so we usually use wear pink. Or if you have a ribbon, there's a pink ribbon that you can put on to recognize this month. So without further ado, let me use this opportunity to welcome my guest. I'll just call her FK. FK, please just say a word to greet the people, and then we can start the program officially.
Thank you, Mafe. Good morning, Ambazonians. Good evening. Good afternoon. It's a privilege to talk to Ambazonians. I want to greet our refugees in Nigeria in particular. They are our heroes too. They inspire me a lot. When I see them being happy, I am happy. And I want to send 21 gun salute to our heroes at home front. They are bearing the brunt for us. And our mothers who have been there digging the graves and bearing the brunt and being insulted to be the mothers of Ambazozos and Amber boys, I salute you all. We are going to dissect our discussion one after the other. Thank you, Mape, for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I got a little bit distracted, but let me take care of something quickly and then I will get back to business. Okay, so the first topic that we want to delve into is this issue of xenophobia. And I think it may help a little bit for me to just go to Google and just look at the simple meaning of xenophobia so everybody's on the same page. Xenophobia means dislike or a prejudice against people from other countries. Dislike or a prejudice against people from other countries. So, we want to talk about xenophobia and particularly one person that is the leader that is on a mission in southern Cameroons, in what they call Southwest region. We know it as the Southern Zone. We want to talk about one person who is constantly trying to get our brothers and sisters to kill, harm, hurt people from what they call Graffiti land. The best way to really tackle this is for me to read a document that came out in 2021 addressing this particular individual. In 2021, and in case people don't know who I'm talking about someone called Moja Moja. So Maflo, I'm going to read this, I should say Ma KF. I'm going to read this document, and then this one was from really December 8, 2022. And then there's one from 2021. Okay, so this was written by somebody called Mba Godlove. He says, Moja Moja, a French Cameroonian soldier, is notorious for torturing Ambazonian youth in Buea. The last few weeks have seen him brutalize 11 men while he arrested 7 others under unlawful circumstances. Calls for human rights actors that the colonial government should investigate Moja Moja's activities have not yielded fruit. But action is now tilted towards the United Nations Committee Against Torture. The Center for Human Rights and Democracy in Africa, a Buea-based rights organization, is amongst the institutions clamoring for the investigation and prosecution of Moja Moja for crimes against humanity. The colonial soldier, come traditional ruler, always has the culture of molesting Ambazonians by kicking and flogging them, after which he films and publishes. I'll end right here, FK. However, we've seen cases where he has even killed Ambazonians and stands on them and takes picture. My FK, pardon me, please, what is your thought about xenophobia and what is happening right now in Fako, Buea in particular?
Yes, it is a very sad situation. Thank you, Mapi. Um, you know, xenophobia is not tolerated anywhere in the world. In the Western world, it's called racism. And blacks among blacks or tribal conflict is called xenophobia because we bear the same culture, we have the same uh, our skin is the same, everything, we are same, we are one. And when we start hating ourselves, it's called xenophobia. It is unfortunate because the colonizers always look at fools, look at those who don't have mentality or a certain level of information or knowledge to use to oppress the people that he wants to oppress. And in our case, the colonizers, La Republique has been using this kind of people who are not only fools and stupid, they are demonic. He doesn't have a heart, he doesn't have a soul. And to call it as it is. There are no two ways about it. If you are an English speaking person and you allow yourself to be used by the colonizer, then you are stupid. And I want to say this, sound is clear. Anybody way La Republique they use you, they kill we are taking note. Yes. We they take note. Even your own picking for street, they take note. You know, there is nothing like Northwest and Southwest. First of all, who give this name for we? Why some person should don for some place just give name you correct? Was the English speaking Cameroonians in that room where they gave this word Northwest and Southwest? Were they there? Then the second one is known. So were you there? Why do you accept a name that is not your name? And then you carry and run along with it. And now you're using the word Northwest, Southwest to divide. But at the same time, I'm comforted. I feel comfortable to say we are Southern Cameroonians, and there is nothing they can do about it. And these tactics of divide and rule, we overcame it. But unfortunately, they're using some stupid people like this guy. I don't even want to call his name. I don't even listen to him. In the name of Muja Muja, to bring on the divide again. We are more than that. We should not buy into that scheme. And I want to beg our country people them for ground say, may una shun ye, may una no give a listening ear at all. It did try for I mean, we no fit begin to bring this killing, divide and rule to fear we or to stop us, because he is nothing. He is nothing but a fool, a capital fool. When you see foolish man, when you see crazy man, they run for street for daytime. Maybe you no run for your back, I beg. No look am. Because now we allow all these things they made it happen. That means say they realize say we been as separate countries. It is still try for force we put them together. Like say we been a one. And they use the fool. They even realize that means say get sense for hate. Whether I don't know whether a military man, na civilian, or na juju man, or na I mean, I don't know if we qualify the man, whoever he be. But make it understand. Say he can never be bigger than Ambazonia. And he will never be bigger than Ambazonia. And make him make sure he doesn't have children in Ambazonia. We can assure him of that. Make him make sure, say he does not have a child in Ambazonia. Because his children shall bear the brunt of what he is doing.
Absolutely.
We are not going to take nonsense. We're not going to tolerate any rubbish in Ambazonia. Xenophobic, thieves, killing one another is not going to be acceptable. Even now, tomorrow, or forever. So when you want to the likes of Moja Moja, just bear it in mind. It's not going to be easy with you tomorrow. And I want the security of Ambazonia to make sure that he is being prosecuted according to the laws of Ambazonia. Not according to the laws of La Republique. According to the laws of Ambazonia, he needs to face the wrath of Ambazonians. If not, they will keep using him. I'm too angry, Mape. I'm annoyed.
You know,
Seriously.
yes, you said something that I want to just remind people, he said, where did this Northwest, Southwest come from in the first place? So we just want to remind people that before La Republique or BIA took over, recolonized us, we were West Cameroonians. We were just one people. There was no Northwest, Southwest. We had our divisions when the British were administering us. There was Kumba Division, Kumba Province, Manfe Province, Victoria Province, and Bameda Province. And then we became West Cameroon, with our administrative office based in Boya. That's who we were. And then in 1972, when Aisha decided to do what he did and formed the Northwest Southwest after the Federation and that was killed. He formed Northwest Southwest. That's where that came from. We were one people. So if people have this in mind and just realize that you cannot divide the people that were one, it's a waste of time, then they will find a way to deal with this moja moja. But let me read something else to that really delves more into this xenophobia, because it shows that some key people are supporting him, my FK, because if it was something that La Republique frowned upon, this moja moja would have been arrested a long time ago. So let me read this. That gives more information into this. Here we go. Do I have the right document? Okay. It says John Ewome Iko, popularly a popular military officer who is noted for countless xenophobia utterances and acts, appears to have usurped the role of administrator of the southwest region of Cameroon. Although not surprising to many, he has unleashed another outright call for Southwesterners to chase people from the Northwest out of their region. In a video that made the rounds on social media over the week, the Boya-based officer of Cameroon's Rapid Intervention Battalion said he will soon launch a war between the people of Northwest and those from Southwest. All Southwesterners, that's what he's saying, all Southwesterners must join me to say to these Graphi people, he said in the video, in a few weeks' time, I will surely launch a war between Graphi and Sawa people. If the Graphis don't tell their children to stop this nonsense, I will push them out of here. Innocent or not innocent, you people are one. You have the same mentality, he added. It was the latest of several videos he has released in the past, most of them pitting people in the English-speaking regions against each other. He has been exploiting the ongoing separatist conflict in the two regions to preach hate against the Northwesterners. Many who have watched him over the years say he has taken the law unto himself. In an article published in August last year, Jean Afrique questioned if he had gone out of the government's control. On several occasions, he has released videos in which he brutalizes civilians, mostly people from the Northwest, asking them to move out of the Southwest region. His victims have been both men and women, some of whom have ended up dead. On March 15, he killed two young men in a corner located a few kilometers from Boya after accusing them of being separatist fighters. He openly paraded their bodies on the roadside in Boya, but went scotch-free afterwards. In one of his worst atrocities, he brutalized and arbitrarily arrested an 8-month pregnant woman in Boya on October 2nd, 2021. Antoinette Nkongso's crime was that she once dated a popular separatist fighter, General No Pity, several years back. Kongso was freed from Buya Central Prison on February 15th of this year after spending 16 months behind bars. Human rights lawyers, including barrister Ewule Luyonga and Tamfu Richard, among others, sued Moja Moja, but the case had no breakthrough. The military officer, who now seems above the law and administrator, operates in a typical Malaysia style. Okay, it goes on and on and on. I don't want any of you read it. But there's something that is important that we must talk about. The connection to Dion Guti. There was, I don't know if we can have the pictures shown on the screen. There's a picture of him standing side by side to Dion Guti. I think this took place in 2021. If we can have that shown on the screen, that would be appreciated. But while that is coming on the screen, Mark FK, Dion Guti has made a statement saying that he will support, he appreciates Moja Moja for what he's doing and will always give him some protection or something to that effect. I don't know if you saw that picture or you've read about Dion Guti's appreciation for somebody who is terrorizing Graffiti people or people that claim that they are separatists. What can you say about that? This is somebody who is a prime minister endorsing xenophobia.
It's because they have run out of cards to play, and the only thing they can do is to support such people to do their evil acts. First of all, I picked up something on that reading. There is no law in that God-forsaken country. So that when you say somebody is above the law, somebody can be above the law when there is a law. So it's a lawless state. It's a lawless country, and you can do anything and go scot-free. They don't know the difference between the innocent and the guilty. So you are guilty as charged so long as you are around where the incident, whatever happens. So there is no law. You cannot even say someone is above the law when there's no law to practice. John Gute is another sellout, and they're using him too to carry out their acts. And I see no difference between John Gute and Munja Buja. I see no difference. They're both of a feather. The only difference is that he puts on a coat, a suit, and the other one puts on a military uniform. I saw the video and I saw the pictures that I listened to him, and I could only imagine if he's a human being. How can a woman be arrested pregnant until she gave birth behind bars for no crime? So that's why I said earlier that the enemy is using a fool. You cannot, if you see I use better person will get sense. Because he knows say but man will get sense to ask question, no go answer. Somebody like this one, a yes sir, isn't it? A yes sir person, and he has that self-motivation because he is in demonic cults. We see him display in public. He display himself in public. We know who he is. We know what he is. We know what he represents. He does not represent Ambazonia in any way. So we cannot even be talking about him apart from the fact that he's being used as an instrument to divide us and put hatred between the people of the Westland and the Midlands. That is exactly what is happening, and we have to stop it by educating our people. We should know how to defend ourselves when we see such a person. He can never be bigger than Ambazonia. He can never be. Him and John Gute can never be bigger than Ambazonia. And they will never be bigger than Ambazonia. So we have to stop it. by educating our people. We can even tell our women to naked themselves in public and tell him to go away, to go to La Republique, carry his family and whatever he represents to La Republique. Even the traditional masquerade that he's using, he's defied it. And I'm wondering whether the traditional juju that he's carrying still represents the people of that culture, because he's defied it. So, and he's been allowed to do all that. I'm beginning to wonder if we have lost our sense of morals. We need to get up and stand on our own feet and make sure that we defeat La Republique in every ramification, every angle that they are bringing. The women of Ambazonia need to stand up. That woman that was in prison, the women would have stood up firmly, even go and protest in front of that place. But
Right.
unfortunately, it seems to be everyone is scared of their lives, which I understand. But those are our bold mamas. We should be bold at all times, because this is a fight, a do or die affair, as our president put it. It's a do or die affair. And I want to beg on the women of Ambazonia to not allow this to happen again on our doorsteps. Thank you, Mape.
Yes, that is great advice, because the women, the mothers, you birth these children. These are your kids that are being killed, brutalized, harassed on a daily basis by someone the government has really given power to continue such a behavior. So the question is, are we strong enough? Are we bold enough? Think about what happened when those kids were playing a game in, I believe it was Tico or somewhere in Kuba area, were just picked up and taken to Boya, and the mothers marched there to Boya to demand their children. It may take some sort of uprising to fight against xenophobia and protect one another. Look at the picture right there. There's a picture showing Dion Guti and Moja Moja, and showing how a whole prime minister celebrates someone of this caliber, someone who is a terrorist in all sense of the word. And this picture was taken in 2021. We are now here in 2023. Do you know the number of people this Moja Moja has brutalized and killed? Some of them will see the picture that he parades, but I bet you there are some that are unknown, that we've never seen. And the government is applauding such a behavior. We're just sharing this with our people. Those of you living in La Republique land and watching this program are not aware of this. Sure, you may be in a safe area in La Republique, but your people are living in Buya, and if you don't condemn such a behavior, you don't demand that your government that you support, La République du Cameroon, to arrest this Moja Moja and disable him, put him out of commission, so he doesn't continue with such illegal, something that the world denounces. I bet the human rights, the International Criminal Court has information about this fellow. And sooner or later, he will be picked up. If La République du Cameroun doesn't want to do it, someone from the international community will do it. There is a day of reckoning coming for him. But uh, Marky, as we move on to the next topic, what is your final advice? I know you've already mentioned something, but what advice do you want to really conclude on this topic to our people? How to protect themselves, how to prevent from being affected. Because once you're killed, you're killed. Once you're brutalized, you're brutalized. What can they do to protect themselves from such a barbarian that is endorsed by La République du Cameroon?
Yeah, what I want to say is that the women should come out with sticks in their numbers. If he start that his nonsense, they should come out with sticks in their numbers because he can never be above the women. Yes. In the days of Makiza, the women conquered. So, because if we allow this, he will start killing the young men who are innocent, who cannot even defend themselves. So if women can come out with sticks and run behind him, even arrest him, he will have no power because the women are more powerful. I'm calling on the women to come out. If he dares touch anybody, anyone, it doesn't matter which side of Southern Cameroon you come from. If he dares it, all the women should come out in their numbers with sticks. Don't come out with a peace plan because he doesn't want peace.
Mhm.
Sticks and arrest him, beat him very well so that he will not try that nonsense again. The people who are going to suffer more are going to be the women
Mhm.
and probably the young boys who don't know anything from the left and right. Because he cannot dare the fighters. He's not gonna. How will you say the women should call their sons? Do they know where their sons are?
Right.
Huh? Do the women know where their sons are? Mommy, then when I answer me, when I know who say when I pikin dey. Because what don't can drive on man, you go for your own side. You did threaten and intimidating the women. How would the women call their sons then? May they come back, can fight, can withdraw. Now them first of all send their son, they may they go fight.
Mhm.
Huh? Now how many women them where they fit put up their hand for tell that muja who said that picking day? So you see why the colonizer is using the fool because you know even though he left from a right, I mean, it, it's annoying because as a mother, once your pikin don't even reach 18, 20 years, you don't even know where the pikin dey. The pikin you can't tell you say, "Mommy, I dey Douala, I dey Yaounde, I dey Ivory Coast, I dey some place where you never go there with the child or with their son or daughter. So how will I now give my authority or to say my child should stop fighting? How? I want to just ask that foolish man, how they call himself. He himself, does he know where his own mother is? Or does he know where his own family member, all his family members are? Can he attest to that? Can he come out and tell us if he know every place where your own family member dey? If you want to talk say you want intimidate one mommy them, for can't talk say me picking and stop fighting. Ye say self, me come out first of all tell us who say all your family member dey. So I want for beg one mommy them. Say me una no leave foolish man. Make her intimidate una. Because na water dey for e head. Now e no be drink milk for a mommy breast. Because anybody drink proper milk for a mommy breast, e get sense. Why na only ye dey use am for can intimidate we? Huh? For this kind level. If the La Republic no do something,
Mhm.
may you know say one day the day of a reckoning dey come. And as I be don talk, me make sure say me pikin dem no dey for Ambazonia when all this nonsense don stop. If he still be alive. Thank you, Mape.
Thank you so much. Great advice. Great advice. Mami them, now when I born this speaking them, we have to defend them by all means possible. So two more on this La Republic tactics. We'll talk about kidnapping for ransom and illegal taxation. This kidnapping for ransom has really, in some words, put a damper on our quest for international recognition, because there are some people out there who are not as involved as they were because their family members have been kidnapped and they've been demanded large sums of money. But we know that it's a La Republic tactic. We know that because Mark FK, we believe that those who are genuinely fighting for our freedom will not engage in kidnapping for ransom, because that's a way of torturing your own people. So La Republic is doing this with the camp of people like Cho Ayaba, their proxy, Cho Ayaba, to discredit our quest. So I want to give you a minute to just talk about this kidnapping for ransom. What do you feel about it? What do you think our people should do to prevent themselves from being in that position, and possibly what they can do if they find themselves in that position? My FK, over to you.
Yeah, I be don talk say I think say I be don talk for one of the show then say when they pick your person up, you need for contact the interim government. And I check say some number we don't be given. I feel say that number need for be activated again. Because that number na this was chief coup plotter. Na he be the try for advocate for that kidnapping. Now we don't go join the kidnapping gang. So may we activate that number again. And I think say within the first few months that was really working, because the kidnapping be don drop, the kidnapping be don reduced at that time when we dey use that number. So we need for reactivate that number. If they pick up your family member, contact that number, then the interim government will see how they fit help. And we be don notice and say when the kidnap person dey start ask money, you just rush go give money. Where you no first get, you go borrow money, go give am. After when they don't release you, now you start to find money for give am. Where business they no dey even work out. So if you find yourself in that position, no give them shishi. Yes, no give them shishi. And this next thing we get for doing and say contact the interim government. They will see the way where they fit help. Because the number there where they would use them, we fit track them. We fit track the number, see who side them be. So and I want for talk say we need for start if because before they kidnap you, sometimes they call you or sometimes they try for contact you. Make what people then stop the pick strange number they already call. Because I don't get some few people that they receive strange calls and then start to threaten them about coming to kidnap and so on and so forth. But sometimes they can't kidnap them for bar. And they ask myself this question. Would they for war? You dey go relax for inside bar the drink. Why? Why you dey go position yourself for place where enemy go catch you? That means say you dey try for tell we say everything be normal. If na say you don't really thirsty for drink, go buy the beer can shit down for your house drink. Because when you dey expose yourself, you dey allow the enemy for get access to you anyhow. If dem talk say ghost town dey shit down for your house, if I mean you need for get you need by now I check say what people dem for don't get tactics dem where they fit protect themselves from this kidnapping people. Do not expose yourself to the enemy, because most of the people that they kidnap them for some kind of places they will not expect what people dem for be during this kind time. I know say something in the way you know fit avoid them, but let it be difficult. Make it difficult for them to kidnap you. Do not expose yourself anyhow. I dey take una, I dey beg. I dey beg. And to these people then where they don't form themselves kidnapping gang from diaspora, we know una. Yes, we know una. We dey take note. The only difficulty we be na say the people that wanna use them for ground, they don't turn themselves, they need to fight war. And what I've noticed, Mape, is that these people that they are being used, they are being killed one after the other. And sense still enter their head. Sense need to enter the head. Why is it that when they kill a fighter, they will come and blame IG on top of it, and then you guys will sit quiet? And on top of, I mean, they will gather La Republic military. They can't dey among una fighters, and some of una know that these people among una are military, and then you allow them. So what are you in fact saying? What are you doing?
Right.
Now, I sometimes I don't understand whether they use na charm or they use the hypnotize you. You know for a fact La Republic will never allow you to go free. They are putting a net, they put corn make you dey come small small, and you dey enter, you go waka with your two koro food go enter that drag net where you know who La Republic be. So abeg, stop being vulnerable, stop exposing yourself, stop making it look be cheap for them to kidnap you. I know there are some unavoidable circumstances, but let's not make it easy for them to kidnap. Thank you, Mabe.
Yes, so don't make it easy. I think another great suggestion would be don't travel by yourself. Always be in the company of 2 or 3 people, so that if they want to kidnap, they will have to kidnap all of you, which will make it difficult for them. So again, as my FK had said, don't make it easy for them. Make it difficult. And one way is to travel in groups and not to put yourself in any place where they will have access to you. So this is one tactic that La Republic is doing to get money from us and to brutalize our people. Another one, my FK, is this recent thing that they're doing, taxing our people. The people are going from one place to another. They have to pay so much money to travel from one place to another, or they claim that they're asking them to pay what taxation for the struggle. And this is something that is perpetuated by the Cho Ayaba camp and La Republique. What do you have to say about this taxation? Because so far, since this struggle started, we know that this interim government has raised funds, mostly from those of us in the diaspora, to assist in the defense of homeland. Because that's basically what we're doing. We're defending our territory. And this government has raised funds for that. You have other people that are not doing that, but they are asking our people who barely have enough for themselves to pay this liberation tax or whatever they call it. Over to you, Ma FK.
This issue of tax, I know some villages them the fight no dey there. There's no fighting going on, but there's tax being collected. And they still bring these their tactics of intimidation. I think that the village where they are being this tax is being used, they need to bring out another tactics like maybe a protest form of a protest and ask them to show them where the money is going to, because you cannot be giving your money and not knowing where or how the money is being used. There is no council. They don't fix road. They don't fix anything in the community. There's no fighting going on. You're collecting the tax for what? It means that you're a thief. I think our people have just become, because in those days where we used to collect, like you go to the market, you pay 25 for what you sell, and that money goes into the council. Now, when this war started, our mothers were voluntarily supporting the fight. Our fathers were, seeing the boys that are fighting the enemy. They go support them with chop. When I didn't decide, now they come and force tax on you. Stand on the road, they collect tax. They, I want to plead on the ARFs to come up with a plan and stop this nonsense, because we don't see any reason that our ARFs are fighting and the other gang, how they call them, APL what? APL something. They are collecting tax from our people, from our poor people who don't even have food to eat. It's unacceptable. And we cannot allow that to continue to happen. I know it's a big task for our ARFs on the ground to do that, but they need to try and come up with something. And then we can also uh, advise our people, do not give your money not knowing where the money is going to. Because I know they came up with strategies. If you don't give this, you do this to you, they will arrest you and then go and beat you in the public square. If that happens to anybody in a particular locality, everyone has to come out. Everybody has to come out and stop it. It's because when they beat one person, then you run into the bush, they'll take another person and beat the person up because they have not paid tax. Tax for what? You are taxing for what? You don't fight. Everyone knows
Exactly.
ADF doesn't fight. So where are they collecting the tax to for and for what? Then they start on the road and begin to collect tax from business people who are trying to make ends meet for their families. You go and collect all the money and then collect money again from La Republique. Where is the money La Republique is paying them? You see, Mape, when we allow evil to thrive, then we'll bear the brunt. Let the good people of Ambazonia not allow evil to thrive in our communities anymore. We should call ADF for what it is: thieves. Yes, thieves. I know that our ARFs have a lot in their hands, but if they can come up with a plan to maybe put a stop, even 50% of this nonsense, then the other ones will learn.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mape. Yeah.
Yes, that is good, great advice. That is great advice, because the sooner that we stop exploiting our people who are already suffering with a nonsense called taxation that you don't see the benefit of, the better. So you've given great advice. Hopefully our ARFs will come up with a tactic, a method to stop this once and for all. So we're going to be moving on to the next topic. The next topic has to do with what La Republique has done to our country and how this all started. We're talking about the CIA report that came out in 1986. I'll just read a short part of it, and then we'll have a video, if possible, put on to give us the background to talk about this next topic. So, there was a report from 1986 by the Central Intelligence Agency. And that report has a lot of information, but I'm just going to read only the one that has to do with Southern Cameroons, called regionalism. So basically, it's a summary. Cameroon challenges ahead of beer. That's the topic we're going to now. Challenges ahead of beer. Again, this is from 1986, and we are now more than almost 40 years from this report. And in hindsight, after I read this, people really understand what is going on. So the summary part of it, and then I'll read that section that really hones on what is happening in Southern Cameroon next. It says Cameroon has not experienced the political instability that has engulfed many West and Central African states in recent years, but the moderate 3-year-old regime of President Paul Biya, it says this is 86, so Paul Biya was in office in 83. So think about that as we read this. But the moderate 3-year-old regime of President Paul Biya continues to face persistent domestic strains that could intensify and eventually undermine his rule. Despite the country's strong economic performance and relative political calm since gaining independence from France in 1960, deep-seated rivalries fester among 220 tribes and 24 native language groups, Northern Muslims and Southern Christians, and English-speaking West and French-speaking East Cameroonians. Young people also increasingly demand political liberalization that the elite opposes. A review of Southern bilingual Christian appears to have the loyalty of the traditionally apolitical 17,000-man military, but grumbling periodically erupts among junior officers unhappy over corruption and the greater financial benefits of their superiors. We believe that Libya may attempt to capitalize on these grievances, particularly in light of Cameroon's expanding relationship with Israel. Tel Aviv trains Biya's presidential guard by increasing support for dissident activities or trying to stir unrest among northern Muslims. Now, let me read a section that is really important to our topic today. It's under the subtopic regionalism. The Anglophones, who constitute some 20% of the population of nearly 10 million, fear their gradual assimilation into the dominant Francophone community, according to U.S. Embassy reporting. Again, keep in mind, this is in 1986, 3 years after Biya became president. Although they currently lack the leadership and unity to effectively challenge Biya's rule, we believe the Anglophone minority is a potential time bomb, and should the central government fail to respect their cultural and linguistic traditions, the 2 million strong community may view armed confrontation as their only alternative. Cameroon is officially bilingual, but without a mastery of French, it is difficult for Anglophones to gain admittance to the best schools and to enter the civil service. According to the U.S. Embassy, Anglophone students, slightly over 1/8 of the 15,000 students attending the University of Yaoundé, a potential volatile group students demands include the creation of an English language university, greater government efforts to promote bilingualism, and possibly return to a federal state. Although the security services could possibly handle an outbreak of violence at a series of schools, we believe it would be a significant setback blow to Bia's effort to develop national unity and reconciliation. My FK, that is a handful of information. And again, this is from 1986, 3 years after Bia took office. And we are now in 2023. What do you say about what I just read? And relate it to what we are currently going through. And then after you speak, I will have the video of Bia in Paris talking to Mo Ibrahim. So we put everything in context. Go ahead, my FK.
Thank you. It's a very interesting topic that we need a whole day to dissect it. Um, these people call the English speaking Cameroonians. It's difficult to break. And why is it difficult to break them? Because their culture made them who they are. 1986 to present is about 37 years or so or more. And they have not succeeded to, Bia has not succeeded to do anything to us. Ahijo tried and failed. And Bia has had a longer time in office with all the tactics, including French Cameroon, French France, have not been able to break us down. It's not going to be now. The article is right. It was a time bomb. And now the bomb has exploded in the very face of Mr. Bia. And there's no way he can quench it. There's no way he can dissolve this bomb. What we are asking for is right. And the international community, they know that Bia will never succeed, whatever they do, even if they change power, they have done a lot to quench us, but it cannot happen because we are a people with a resolved mind. And the only thing they can do is to use fools among us, like the Coopers. Where are they today? Where are the Coopers today? They have all gone silent. I think as I read something that UN put out, say missing persons. I really want to see where they've gone. Apart from that, we as a people can never be broken again. They don't break us, kill us, maim us, none at a time. Now or never. At that time, the whole Cameroon population, how many be? 10,000. And if you say
10
the
million.
20% of
10
10,000, it
million.
means 10 million, sorry.
Mhm.
It means that we were 2 million at that time.
Mhm.
2 million Southern Cameroonians. And today we are approximately 10 million, meaning that we are now the population of the whole of Cameroon then, isn't it?
Mhm. Exactly.
So if they could not break 2 million, tell me how they're going to break 10, because we have increased in number. And now the history is exposed to even to little children now, the children of 3, 5 years old. They now know the history, they now know who we are.
Mhm.
And just imagine that this our generation don't get this fight right now. Then tell me how the children of tomorrow, who they may be at that time 12 13, 15 million, they're going to be more violent because they have learned the tactics. They have grown up in war. If these children who grew up in a place where there's violence, there's war, they learn tactics as they grow up. I saw some children drawing pictures of a gun, pictures of, the rifles and so on. That is what they know. And it's so sad. But at the end of the day, we are fighting for a free Ambazonia. And until Ambazonia is free, there's not going to be Cameroon. I wish these people read these articles and put it in their heads that this was something written nearly 40 years ago. And today, the prophecy has come true.
Absolutely.
And they think that they can override the prophecy to continue with their stupidity and expect something different. No, it's not going to be different. It's a time bomb in Ambazonia. It's a time bomb in the whole of Africa. Yes. Somebody made a statement that Ambazonia was a beacon of Africa. It's not up to 3 years ago that statement was made. I've forgotten who made the statement in our struggle. Look at what is happening. The French are being pushed out of Africa. Who knew that this was going to be soon? And Ambazonia is not going to be different. We will push them out from our territory. We will occupy our promised land, and no one can take it away from us again because our children are ready. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ma FK. So when you were speaking, I was thinking about the time that has elapsed from the so-called independence that they had in 1960 January, and we had ours in 1961. So let's go from when we had ours in 1961 to when that article was written. That was 25 years. What transpired during that 25 years in Southern Cameroons? And then from that 25 years, from that 86 to now, in terms of what we as Southern Cameroonians had. Our airports that we had, all gone. Our great corporations that we had, all gone. The great banks, the banking system that we had, all gone. Our great hospitals that we had, all gone. So these are a few examples, my FK, that we can list to show how that population of 2 million, when this article was written, had the grounds to be disgruntled, to express how the assimilation process was affecting them. Remember, in this article, it says if you didn't have a mastery of French language, you could not get into one of those great institutions. You could not have a great job. And at that time, they claimed that the country was bilingual, but it was bilingual in name only because only French counts, English doesn't count. So I give those examples as reasons where if we now take 2016, when the teachers and lawyers went on the strike, on the same matters where the English language was no longer the main language of instructions in our English schools. They had French teachers coming to teach in our schools and not able to even properly educate our people because they didn't understand the English. They used French, and they had their lawyers coming to practice civil law in our common law institutions, legal institutions. That's 86 to 2016. That's 30 years. Of course, everything has exploded since then. So this article was a huge prediction of what the future would be like for La République du Cameroon. But there's a great video that we like our people to see, because sometimes when you hear from the horse's mouth, you understand. You understand what. Okay, we'll listen to this now. This video tells the story.
Intra-nation, à l'intérieur d'un même pays, faisant référence aux difficultés que votre pays connaît entre les différentes communautés. Est-ce que ça s'applique aussi au niveau d'un même pays?
Oui, c'est difficile à dire l'histoire de mon pays. L'histoire de mon pays, Monsieur le Président, est compliquée. Nous avons été d'abord colonie allemande, ensuite, après la Première Guerre mondiale, l'Allemagne a perdu ses colonies et celles-ci ont été partagées entre la Grande-Bretagne et la France. Et mon pays a été divisé. Une partie était sous colonisation britannique, l'autre sous colonisation française. Il a en est résulté une juxtaposition de culture et de civilisation qui rendent les choses assez délicates. Bon, on a tout fait pour mettre à égalité les deux langues, les langues anglaises et françaises, mais les mentalités, le système scolaire, le système de la magistrature sont différents. Nous avons donc eu des conflits qu'on est en train de résoudre en ce moment pour conserver à la partie de mon pays qui était sous colonisation britannique un statut spécifique. Mais il reste dans l'unité de la nation. C'est ça le problème que nous avons à résoudre. On avait la possibilité de les intégrer directement dans le système francophone, qui était celui de la majorité du peuple, 80%. Mais je crois que les pays sont soucieux aujourd'hui d'affirmer leur identité. Et c'est pour ça que nous mettons sur pied un statut spécial qui reconnaît la spécificité de la zone anglophone, mais elle reste dans l'intégrité territoriale du Cameroun. Ça donne beaucoup de problèmes.
Okay.
Please, if you,
We have
we understand. Please put.
Oui. Oui, ce que j'avais encore à ajouter, c'est.
Vous pouvez le prendre, c'est bon. Vous avez le volume ici sur le côté.
C'est ça.
Le canal, c'est le.
Bon, merci.
I'm sorry, we're struggling with the technology here, but we will be with you soon.
Vous le laissez bien visible.
Ah bah, pour qu'il soit là. Bon, je voulais simplement ajouter que cette volonté de réforme qui a surgi dans la communauté internationale concernant le Conseil de sécurité, nous voulons la voir agir aussi dans les institutions de Bretton Woods, c'est-à-dire le Fonds monétaire, la Banque mondiale, parce que ces institutions ont été créées à la fin de la Deuxième Guerre mondiale. Le monde a changé depuis. Il faut tenir compte des nouvelles entités qui participent maintenant à la vie internationale.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think we got the main we got the message from the horse's mouth that the intention was to gradually integrate us into the predominantly French system, but they realized that we had a unique linguistic and cultural differences that made it impossible for this assimilation or integration to work. And so this video, in this video, what they are saying, what Bia is saying, that the best solution would then be to give us a special class and have us have this special designation called special status, which is what they are saying now after there's so many field grand national dialogues that has occurred. So Ma FK, when you listen to this video and hear this guy speaks about their plans and where we are at, because we're going to be closing the show soon, what do you want to tell our people?
We say when wind blow, fine yash go show for public. If wind no be blow, this man no for talk so. Yes. So the Ambazonians need to tap themselves on the back because wind don't blow, then fine yash show for public. They have lied not only to us, Mape, but to the whole world, because anywhere you stand and say you're a Cameroonian, then if the person even knows small French, now you go take greet you there. Anywhere you stand, you say you're a Cameroonian. To an extent that I rejected that name with all my energy. So I don't, the word Cameroon no come off my mouth again. Ambazonia, you started asking me the next question, where is Ambazonia in the world? I say, go and look, Google, you see. Because I will talk French by force. Eh? So, what am I in effect saying? I'm saying that you cannot assimilate people by force. There is a way you can use to assimilate, to make somebody to agree with you without having to beat that person. What happened was when they started with the assimilation quest, it was brutal. And when you brutalize somebody to understand with you, they will not. They will not understand. Because they would now look at you as oppressor, and that's exactly the system of the French. So why did they fail? Why did the assimilation process fail? It was not just because that we had a unique culture and a unique linguistic. No, mentality. If I bring love to you, if French was the language of love, Ambazonians would have accepted it, because everybody likes to be loved, but they didn't.
Yeah.
They treated us like less than dogs,
Yeah.
and calling us names. And now you want to tell me that you tried to assimilate and you failed. Thank God he used the word assimilation. We know what assimilation. We became two equal states. So who is giving who special status? Why are we special today that we were not special yesterday? Why suddenly are we becoming special? They want to give us special status. As what? As who? I said earlier, they gave us northwest, southwest, with green. They can't give us no so. We start take and run with them. They don't give us croakages. We take the run. Special status, sir. Why are we special? Why suddenly have we special? And who are you to begin to call us special and giving us special status? And first of all, what is the content of the special status?
Yeah.
And some people, they don't ask questions. They want to accept again. Lie, we no go gree, sir. Mape, make I talk this one. Very clear. Very clear. We are not special to you. We are special in the eyes of God already. And he has given us southern Cameroons, our land, back comot. We no want special, we no want you. That's all we want. Oh. And then there will be peace. Because without southern Cameroons, without Ambazonia, there is not going to be Cameroon. It's that simple. Now we understand the language of brutality. We are giving it back to you. When I entered secondary school, I didn't know anything called French until I think that's when they really started implementing, which was in early 90s, I think, or mid 90s. Yeah, around that in the 90s, they really started the process of this bilingualism stuff. Because when I went into secondary school, it was just government schools, government high schools, government secondary schools. Then they gradually started bringing in government bilingual schools.
Right.
And then they'll bring, yeah. And then the French person will come and stand in front of you and be talking bonjour. I don't even understand. And coming to the era of them trying to have only French universities was the height of it. That
Right.
meant that the English students cannot go further after high school. At that time, so many English students didn't go because they had to translate from French to English and then from English to French in order to be able to pass assignment. So you see, the assimilation process failed because it lacked substance. It lacked the credibility. So you cannot assimilate me if I don't trust you. Thank you, Mape.
Yes, it failed because it lacks substance. That's absolutely true. Because if our people felt love, felt that they belonged, felt that they had equal opportunities, that assimilation process would have worked. We would not be here today. There will be no killing. There will be no moja moja. We may have had a president that is from the English speaking or from former British Southern Cameroons, if that assimilation was a true assimilation. But as you rightfully say, Ma FK, we've been called dogs and cockroaches and Anglophiles for a long time, from the very beginning. Our forefathers saw it and they realized that they had failed us. So this never again generation, my FK, have to make sure that we totally get control of what was formerly called British Southern Cameroons, that the international community recognizes us as a nation. You see all these wars taking place all over the world. Ukraine, Russia, Israel, with Israel, Hamas. Hamas is really not representing all the people of Palestine, but we know where that is coming from. Hamas, Israel. Um, all of it has to do with people fighting to have sovereignty. Our own case is so simple that we were granted by 64 nations, they voted in our favor to have our independence. How was that executed? Because from 1961 till now, 60 years over, our people are suffering. So this is something that the United Nations will have to eventually look into if they really think peace in one country like Ukraine surpasses peace in Southern Cameroons, then it will show that they are not being honest as an organization. Because why should Ukraine be granted the permission to fight for themselves, and Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia cannot do the same, or cannot have the same support from the international community. So in the long run, my FK, you've said it clearly. If it doesn't take place in our own generation, our children's children will continue fighting till Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia becomes a free land. That is just the simple truth. So, Ma FK, I don't know if you have any closing thoughts to give to our people, because I just want to briefly talk about breast cancer awareness as we close today's session. I just want you to, before you do that, let me read this so that you comment on it briefly, because it still applies to what we're talking about. In 1960, 61, early 61, the United Nations Secretary General at that time, Dag Hammarskjöld, said, uniting the Southern Cameroons to the Cameroon Republic is like forcing a balloon under the sea. One day it will come out. So that is really to summarize what is going on. I just need you to comment on that quote by the UN Secretary. And then after that, give your closing comment as we end today's program.
Yes, Mape. Yes, now the balloon has come out. And it did not only come out, it came out and made poop and started sweeping La Republique small out of Ambazonia. They don't have a leg to stand on. They don't have any moral ground to stand on again to argue anything in Ambazonia, because they know that the balloon that was under the water came out and burst. And that 2 cubes of sugar refused to dissolve, because that was another name they gave us, 2 cubes of sugar.
Yeah, 2 cubes of sugar.
You and I know when you put cube of sugar in water, it doesn't take time to dissolve. But they put our own, it did not dissolve. It's carrying them down, down the drain, and that's exactly what will happen eventually. They can use all the schemes of divide and rule. Let them bring divide and rule 10 times. It will not work. The process of assimilation failed. The process of divide and rule failed. The process of war, killing, has failed. So the United Nations, they are speaking with 2 sides of their mouth, because you cannot support war. You cannot be against war in Ukraine, in the Palestine, and you are against war, or you are pro-war in Ambazonia. They have not yet answered of that questions. We have been asking questions. Why have you allowed La Republique to keep killing the innocent Ambazonians? They have not answered of that question. And until the international community give us a clear, concise answer why they allow another country to assimilate another and kill, they have not given us. And does it mean that the voting that happened in 1961 is no longer standing? They should tell us now, so that we know. Because they have made statements in the past very clear and concise that we are a people. What is the meaning of a people? What does that mean? They should make it clear to us. And until then, we and La Republic are each other's throat. And there's no turning back. We have to continue to defend ourselves until La Republic come to their senses that we are a state of 2 equal status. If it doesn't sing today, it will sing tomorrow, definitely. And they don't have any choice. but to leave Ambazonia. La République, pack and leave Ambazonia. Your military tactics has failed woefully, and they know it. We have defeated them at the battlefield. Now 1-0. No, not 1-0. Assimilation fell now. 1-0.
Absolutely.
Divide and rule fell. 2-0. Barrel of gun don't fail. 3-0. Bring it on. Bring it on. Thank you, Mape.
Thank you so much for being our guest on the horizon today. Yes, even the special status has already failed before they try to implement it. So you are absolutely right. Southern Commons is here to stay. It's here to stay. In fact, if you rather still call us 2 cubes of sugar, you may want to change us to 2 cubes of iron still, because we will never dissolve. Thank you for being on this program on the horizon, and we look forward to you coming back next time. As we end this program, I just want to talk briefly about breast cancer. This month, October, is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the color to signify that they use for breast cancer awareness is pink. That's why I decided to put on a pink dress today. But I want to take a few minutes to read about certain myths about breast cancer so that we get educated. The importance of using a month to recognize disease is so that people get more awareness about it, learn about preventive measures and screening. So if you're a woman out there that has not had your yearly or bi-yearly mammogram, if you are a candidate for mammogram, please go do so or make an appointment. Or any woman that is already in the age of menstruating, please make sure that you do your self-breast examination. But I just want to talk about a few myths quickly so that we understand what people think and what is true and not true. So number one myth is no family history of breast cancer, hence I am not at risk. So somebody may think that because they don't have a family history of breast cancer, they may not be at risk. And it's a myth, meaning that it's a false assertion. The majority of individuals diagnosed with breast cancer don't have a familial background of the ailment. While hereditary cases make up about 5 to 10%, most occurrences stem from environmental and lifestyle factors. Gender and aging stand out as the primary risk factor. As time progresses, mutations can develop in otherwise healthy breast cells, paving the way for cancer. If, however, you possess a significant family history of breast cancer, it's advisable to seek guidance from your doctor. Myth number 2, breast injury are the cause of breast cancer. When I say breast injury, let's say you have an accident and the steering wheel hit your breast, or you run into something, or somebody throw a stone and it hit your breast. Anything that affects the breast, that's a breast injury. So that is a myth. Injuries to the breast, be it from accidents or impacts, do not instigate cancer. They might bring about pain, bruising, or bleeding, potentially leading to conditions like hematomas or fat necrosis. While on rare occasions a breast cancer diagnosis might coincide with an injury, it's crucial to know that the injury itself isn't the cause of cancer. Make sure you communicate any past injuries or unusual changes in your breast to your doctor for proper evaluation. Myth number 3, underwired bras can cause breast cancer. Some of us ladies, we wear bras that have the wire, the metal in it to increase support. And this is a myth. Wearing bras, including those with underwire, does not contribute to cancer. The notion that underwire bras impede the flow of lymph fluid lacks scientific backing. The key is to find a well-fitting bra that aligns with your comfort preferences. while whether or not it includes underwires. Myth number 4, carrying a phone in your bra can cause breast cancer. Though not the coziest option, tucking your cell phone in your bra does not lead to breast cancer. Extensive studies have debunked any association between phone usage and cancer. For the sake of avoiding potential skin concerns, it recommends to store your phone in a bag, purse, or pocket instead. So that is preferred, but it doesn't mean that if you put it in your breast, it causes breast cancer. Myth number 5, breast cancer only affects women and not men. Despite common perception, men also face a slight of developing breast cancer. It's good for men to engage in regular self-exams and promptly communicate any detected changes to their doctors. Awareness among men tends to be lower, often resulting in delayed treatment and elevated mortality rates. Myth number 6, an X-ray can cause breast cancer or spread it. Mammograms, the go-to for early detection of breast cancer, are crucial. The gentle compression applied during the process neither induces nor spreads cancer. In fact, tighter compressions result in clearer images. The radiation exposure in mammograms is exceptionally low, carrying minimal risk. It's wise to adhere to your doctor's advice on mammographic screenings, usually commencing around the age of 40. And the final myth, antiperspirants and deodorants cause breast cancer. Researchers from the American Cancer Association or Society have not found conclusive evidence linking the use of underarm antiperspirants or deodorants to the onset of breast cancer. So we end today's topic and to remind our women to do their regular breast screening and to go see their doctors if they are due for a mammogram, because breast cancer does kill and early detection is paramount for successful treatment. I want to thank all of you for watching The Horizon today, the voice of the Amber Woman. We are staying the course. We are on the right course for this God-ordained journey to our promised land. So please keep on supporting your LGAs and your counties. The draft season is over. But those who have not completed their federal drafts or their county drafts, please do so, because only with your financial resources are we able to make sure that home front remains strong, home front remains committed, because we don't endorse any of this kidnapping for ransom. We don't endorse any of this taxation that is La Republic's tactics to divide us. And please, our mothers out there, stay together, find a way to fight against xenophobia. Our fathers also, find a way to support our mothers, fight against xenophobia. Because as we say it, we are all God's children, we are all God's people, and no one is superior over the other. Find a way to take care of this moja once and for all. And we conclude today's show. We say, short live the struggle, long live the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. Till next week. Thank you so much.